Hello guys, welcome to the session on infrastructure. You see, another important document has been uploaded in the PAB website. That's related to the high-speed rail corridors in our country. Why we are discussing this? Because the latest budget, 2026-27 budget, it has introduced seven more high-speed or in the budget, the Honorable Finance Minister has announced seven more high-speed rail corridors in our country, okay, both in South India and Northern India. So in this backdrop, we have to study this. You see, the high-speed rail development is imperative as our cities are growing, and we need more and more, you know, what should I say, dedicated corridors so that the intercity movement becomes simpler. So in that context only, redefining the intercity mobility and connectivity, uh, a significant number of high-speed rail corridors have been announced in our country. So a beautiful document has been prepared and uploaded in the PIB website. We will see the details that are there in the document. Okay. You see, from the point of view of infrastructure, industry and infrastructure, many times the questions will come in the mains examination. Of course, I need not tell about the prelims examination. Always the current related developments like this, definitely they will find a place in the prelims examination. So of course, questions are going to be there in the prelims exam and the mains examination. Okay, right. Important takeaways that are there in the document. If you see, high-speed rail is a planned component of India's future passenger rail system. So it's going to become an important component in our future passenger rail system that is designed for faster, high capacity intercity travel on select corridors. Okay. The latest budget, 2026-27 budget, announced seven new high speed rail corridors which is signaling the expansion beyond the Mumbai Ahmedabad rail corridor, which is being built with the help of Japan. Okay. Then, if you see the already existing or developing high-speed rail corridor, that is Mumbai Ahmedabad corridor, it is India's first high-speed rail project. You know very well. That is providing institutional and technical expertise for future corridor. So it's working like a prototype for our country. Then next you see high-speed rail supports reduce the travel time, regional connectivity, and the sustainable objectives are also fulfilled with this high-speed rail corridor. Okay. So some introduction is there about the Indian Railways and why they are taking up the high-speed rail corridors in a prestigious manner. You can use this information for maybe introducing your answer or maybe even for concluding also. So few sentences I will sorry, right. Indian Railways, it ranks among the largest railway systems in the world. If I'm not wrong, we are the fourth largest railway network system in the world after countries like China, USA, Russia, etc. And Indian Railways have long functioned as a core mode of passenger and freight transport. Remember, two types of transportation. Railways are doing freight, that is movement of goods, and people, passengers. Okay. You see, apart from that, by connecting the regions and enabling movement of people and goods, it has supported economic activity, labor mobility, access to markets, education, and even services also. Okay. If you see in recent years, the nature of mobility has undergone noticeable change. We know it very well. Rapid urbanization, rising income levels, the expansion of metropolitan regions, and the emergence of major economic clusters, they have contributed to a significant increase in long distance and intercity travel in our country. Okay. So the Indian Railways, recognizing these changes, or the government itself has adopted a long-term and structured approach to railway development in our country to cash in and support these changes. Okay. Accordingly, the union budget, I'm sorry, has announced or it has emerged as a key instrument for articulating India's priorities. With the introduction of these 7 high-speed rail corridors in it, the Union Budget of 2026. Okay, so this reflects the shift towards advanced rail systems and corridor-based development as part of India's evolving intercity mobility network. Okay, so we are adopting high-speed rails, that is one thing, and we are approaching corridor system or corridor-based development rather than the normal mode of development where the tracks are shared by both passenger trains and the freight trains. In high-speed rail corridors, what happens? Only the rails are used for passenger mobility. Okay. Then if you have to understand the concept of high-speed rail and its relevance for India, you see there are several questions about the relevance of high-speed rails also in our country, especially the reasons are first, you see countries like Japan and China, they are already saturated with high-speed rails. Okay, Chinese trains are running almost 400 kilometers per hour. Okay, Japan has also high-speed rails. Okay, they are saturated. Their high-speed rail network is saturated. Almost 10, 15 years, 20 years have been passed by. They are running the high-speed rail networks. On the other side, our country still it's in the budding stage in our country, high-speed rail network system. Okay, we can say hardly we have a semi high-speed rail network that the latest Vande Bharat Express trains are put in the category of semi-high-speed, you know, trains system. Still, they will, travel hardly from 120 to 150 kilometers. They are not running to their full capacity. This is one reason. So, still the window for high-speed rail network is open or it is closed. This is one question. Second question is, we are trying to promote the air travel, right? We are trying to promote the air travel. We are building number of airports, right? We have launched the scheme of Udan 1 and Udan 2. Okay, Udan 1 and Udan 2. So on the other side, we are trying to provide cheaper air travel, and with whatever the experience we have, the pricing, etc. If we see for Ahmedabad Mumbai high speed rail network, rail corridor, the proposed charges are already high. Some people are saying that they are already high. On the other side, the air travel prices are becoming cheaper and cheaper, of course, because of some reasons. Now they have increased a little bit, but that is the whole purpose of Udan 1 and Udan 2 schemes, right? To provide a cheap air travel. Okay, so are the high speed rail networks going to attract the traffic or not? This is the big question. So in that context, we have to understand whether they are relevant in India or not. Some questions are being raised about their relevance. Okay, in that scenario, we have to understand the concept of HSRs and their relevance also in our country. Okay. You see, if you see the definition or concept of HSR, it refers to passenger railway systems designed to operate at speeds significantly higher than the conventional railways. So how much it is? It's generally close to 400 kilometers per hour. Excuse me. Per hour in high speed rails. You see, these systems typically run on dedicated corridors, okay, and are supported by an advanced rolling stock, signaling, communication, and safety technologies. Okay, you see, the enabling high levels of operational efficiency and reliability. This is the purpose. And for operational purposes, high-speed rail is defined as railway systems and running trains at speeds in excess of 250 kilometers per hour. Those are called as high-speed rails. Generally, the speed is up to 400 kilometers per hour. Okay. With that speed, actually, trains are running in China and Japan. Okay. Then, if we come to the relevance and the purpose, high-speed rail differs fundamentally from the conventional and semi-high-speed rail services. Okay. While conventional rail shares tracks with the freight and slower passenger trains, high-speed rail operates on exclusive corridors, allowing for higher speed and more predictable schedules. This is the significance of high-speed rails. Okay. Then for India, if you see high-speed rail corridors are particularly relevant. So this document is saying that high-speed rail networks are relevant for India even now also for connecting major cities or city pairs that generate high passenger volumes over medium to long distances. Okay. And it also supports government's broader objective of promoting sustainable transport and reducing congestion on existing infrastructure. Okay. So I also feel the same. I think the time has not come in India to completely shift to air travel. Means building a large number of airports and traveling through airplanes. That time has not yet arrived in our country. Just like it happens in US. Okay, people even to move in between the cities, they will use airports and they will use airplanes. Okay, I think the time has not come in our country. Still, we have to use up the opportunity that is there with the railways. Okay, then maybe after taking 15 to 20 years, maybe then people might be willing to travel through air by paying whatever the charges that are required to be paid. Okay. Having said that, we have a national rail plan also. What it is a long-term strategic planning document that outlines development of India's railway network up to 2030. Okay, this national rail plan also recognizes high-speed rail as important component of the future passenger rail ecosystem. Okay, so the fundamental document, National Rail Plan, it also incorporates SR as one of the future passenger rail options in our country. Okay, so it envisages high-speed corridors as framework that complements the conventional and suburban rail services, that is metro services. Okay, and some suburban services we have in Mumbai, Kolkata, and Chennai. Suburban trains we have. So high-speed rail network is going to supplement these two things. Okay, sorry, complement these two things, not supplement. Okay, and in that way, enabling Indian Railways to meet the diverse mobility needs in the decades that are going to come. Okay, this is the basic information. That is how high-speed rail network is still relevant in our country. Okay, you can argue otherwise also. The time has been passed by for the high-speed rails. Now only the future transport method is air travel. You can argue like that also. Anyhow, if you see the characteristics of high-speed rail systems, the trains are run at the speeds of more than 250 kilometers per hour. Then they are substantially reduced travel times between major urban centers. Then high operational reliability. They have high operational reliability due to segregated infrastructure, right? They have enhanced passenger comforts and service quality. Then they have improved energy efficiency and the safety standards also. These are some of the characteristics of high-speed rails. You can see the design of high-speed rails and the stations and the tracks also. Okay. Then if you come to the present context, that is high-speed rail corridors that are proposed in the budget of 2026-27. The budget reaffirmed India's approach to railway infrastructure, emphasizing on modernization, passenger convenience, regional connectivity, and the logistics efficiency. All these are the problematic areas at present in our railway systems. So the budget talked something about them that they will be improved. Okay. The budget also allocated a record capital outlay of 2,78,000 crore rupees for the railways. This is the highest ever in the history of the sector. Okay, so of course every year the allocations will be keep on increasing. Nothing new in that, but you try to remember the figure. 2,78,000 crores have been allocated for the railways in this present budget. Okay, you see, budget outlined a series of high impact capacity enhancing projects that are expected to reshape intercity travel dynamics in our country. Among these, major set of initiatives focus on the high-speed connectivity with corridors designed to drastically reduce the time travel or travel time between major urban and economic centers of our country. Okay, so like we have already discussed, as part of this vision only, 7 high-speed rail corridors have been announced as growth connectors that integrate key cities and regions, facilitate efficient movement of people, and support economic interaction across the states. Okay, you see, together these corridors they span nearly 4,000 kilometers of distance and are expected to attract investment of approximately 16 lakh crore rupees, which is going to be substantial if it happens. Okay, which is reflecting the scale and ambition of the government's high-speed rail agenda. Okay, so if you see the plans, the corridors that have been announced in northern India, in northern and eastern regions, high-speed rail corridors are envisaged for strengthening or envisaged to strengthen connectivity between historically significant and economically important cities. The key features include high-speed corridor between Delhi and Varanasi, which is projected to reduce travel time to approximately 3 hours and 50 minutes, roughly 4 hours, enabling faster movement between the national capital and major cultural and economic center of our country. Then an extended high speed link from Varanasi via Patna to Siliguri, West Bengal, that is expected to enable travel in about 2 hours and 55 minutes, roughly 3 hours, improving connectivity and linking important urban and regional hubs across multiple states. Then next, if you see, these corridors are expected to facilitate greater regional connection or integration by improving access between urban centers, surrounding regions, and supporting economic activity and development. Okay. Then if you see for southern and western India, in the southern parts of the country, high-speed rail network is envisaged as a south high-speed triangle or diamond that is designed to connect the major metropolitan and economic centers. Salient aspects of these networks, if you see, a Chennai-Bengaluru high-speed corridor with a projected travel time about 1 hour 30 minutes, enhancing the connectivity between Chennai and Bengaluru. Okay. A Bengaluru-Hyderabad corridor reduced travel time to around 2 hours, strengthening links between major economic and IT hubs of our country. Then between Chennai and Hyderabad, expected travel time is 2 hours 55 minutes. Mumbai Pune, approximately travel time is 48 minutes. Pune Hyderabad, expected travel time is 1 hour 55 minutes. Both of them are IT centers, Pune and Hyderabad. Okay, this is the significance of high speed rail corridors that are announced in the latest budget. Okay, so once again you can look in the image: Mumbai to Pune, Pune to Hyderabad, Hyderabad to Bengaluru, Hyderabad to Chennai, Chennai to Bengaluru, Delhi to Varanasi, Varanasi to Siliguri. Okay, then if we study a little bit the details or developments that in the excuse me, in the already announced and being executed high-speed rail corridor, that is Mumbai Ahmedabad high-speed rail, it represents India's first concrete step towards introduction of high-speed rail system into the country. We know it very well. It's being developed with the help of Japan, both financial and technical support from the Japan. It conceived as a dedicated high-speed passenger corridor. The project marks the structural shift in passenger rail planning by introducing segregated infrastructure, advanced train systems, and internationally benchmarked safety standards into the Indian railway system. Some key features are discussed here. You can look at them. The corridor has been planned and is being implemented as full-scale high-speed rail project with the following key features. So the corridor connects Mumbai in Maharashtra with Ahmedabad in Gujarat, two major economic urban centers of our country. Total length is approximately 508 kilometers. The project is implemented by National High Speed Rail Corporation Limited, specially formed to implement this uh, project and upcoming future projects, which is a Government of India company under Ministry of Railways. The corridor has been designed for high-speed operations with a speed of 320 kilometers per hour, supported by advanced rolling stock signaling and train control systems, which we have already seen. Then further details are there. You can go on looking about the. You can go on look at the go on and look at the details. The alignment of Mumbai Ahmedabad high-speed rail corridor it has been planned to balance operational efficiency with engineering and urban constraints. The corridor comprises a combination of elevated, underground, and at-grade sections depending on the terrain and urban density. Okay, so in urban areas it will go underground. Okay, in maybe in forested areas it will go elevated. Okay, then a total of 12 stations have been planned along the route. Some are going to be operationalized in the first phase. Then in the second phase, all the stations will come to be operationalized. Then stations are designed to function as multi-dimensional transport hubs, enabling integration with existing railway lines, metro systems, and road-based transport. Okay. Then if you see, it is transforming the intercity travel. You see the corridor is expected to reduce end-to-end time travel between Mumbai and Ahmedabad, completing the entire journey in about 2 hours and 7 minutes. The high-speed system is designed to offer high operational reliability, enhanced passenger comfort, and improved safety standards. Safety is a big question in our Indian railways. So that is the reason why time and again we are listening to this word safety, 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 and safety standards. Okay. Then by shifting long distance passenger traffic to a dedicated corridor, the project also contributes to capacity creation on existing rail roads. Okay. This is a lot of information actually about Mumbai Ahmedabad high speed rail. Then we go back to the next, the future, the upcoming high-speed rail corridors. That is building capacity for the future. Okay, these 7 high-speed rail corridors, they are going to build capacity for the future. You see, beyond its immediate transport benefits, the Mumbai-Ahmedabad corridor is going to play a broader strategic role in India's rail development trajectory. Means the Mumbai-Ahmedabad rail corridor is going to serve as a blueprint or a pilot project for the rest of the corridors that are going to come in our country. You see, the project has enabled the creation of institutional, technical, and project management capacity for high-speed rail in our country. The experience that is gained in areas such as land acquisition, environmental clearances, stakeholder coordination, and technology adoption, these things are expected to support the planning and implementation of the future high-speed rail corridors in our country. Okay, so in this way, as the first high-speed rail project in our country, it serves as a reference and a learning model for the high-speed rail corridors that are going to come up in our country. So this is the blueprint of Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail corridor. You can look at the names of these stations, okay, and the salient features of that one, okay. Then advancing a corridor-based high-speed rail network. Based on that, we are trying to learn and develop the next 7 high-speed rail networks in our country. You see, high-speed rail represents the next stage in the evolution of Indian Railways, building upon decades of network expansion and service improvement. The emphasis is on corridor-based development and long-term planning that reflects a strategic approach to meeting future mobility needs of our country. Okay. In this way, the announcement of these 7 projects, in the present budget that underscores the strategic significance of high-speed rail in our country with respect to economic growth, regional integration, and sustainable development. Okay. Further, as planning and implementation progress, these corridors are expected to play a transformative role in shaping intercity mobility in our country. Okay. In this way, India's high-speed program is positioned as a key pillar of the nation's transport infrastructure vision. Okay, so these are the details you have to know about the proposed 7 high-speed rail corridors in our country, and much more details. Actually, we have studied about the Mumbai Ahmedabad high-speed rail corridor. Okay, try and keep this information with you. Definitely, it's going to help you in writing the mains answers. Definitely, I mean, you can expect a question actually on the high-speed rail network in the mains examination. And details, always the details can be asked in the prelims examination, maybe about the corridors, 7 corridors that are being announced, and the already proposed and being executed Mumbai Ahmedabad high speed rail corridor. On that also we can expect questions. Okay, right. This is it for today. In the next session, we will come up with another important topic. And until then, you have a very good time. See you next time.